Have you ever wondered why, despite eating well and exercising, your legs feel weaker? Why do stairs seem steeper and getting out of a chair takes longer than it used to? Is it just aging or is something else subtly affecting you? You might be surprised to learn that it's not always about what you're not doing. Many seniors unknowingly make a common mistake daily believing they're making a healthy choice because they've always been told that fruits are natural and good. While most fruits are indeed beneficial, there's a reality that's not often discussed. Not every fruit is ideal for older adults. In fact, some commonly consumed fruits can gradually weaken the legs, cause knee pain, worsen joint inflammation, and make walking more challenging. Fruits often promoted as healthy can actually be detrimental to your mobility, balance, and leg strength. As we age, our bodies change. Our circulation weakens, our metabolism slows down, and foods that once benefited us can now subtly cause harm, particularly certain fruits. These fruits might seem innocent, with a sweet taste, but they contain significant amounts of acids, carbohydrates, and other substances that can affect blood sugar levels, trigger joint inflammation, and weaken your legs. The worst part, the damage is often gradual, subtle, and goes unnoticed until one day you experience a sharp pain in your calves, persistent thigh discomfort, or a strange tightness in your knees after just a short walk. Today we're going to reveal 7 fruits that adults over 60 should consider limiting, especially if you want to protect your legs from long-term damage, pain, and weakening. Despite their seemingly harmless nature, these fruits might surprise you. After learning the truth, you might never look at your fruit bowl the same way. So stick with me until the end if you value your strength and want to maintain stable, strong, and pain-free legs. Your body might be waiting for this wake-up call. But before we dive in, if you're concerned about your health, hit the subscribe button and enable notifications because we share truths here that others often don't. Let me know if you're with me. If this video resonates with you, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0. Your voice matters. Let's start with the first fruit on our list. It's often praised for its ability to reduce inflammation, but it might be having the opposite effect on older adults. Let's talk about pineapple. Pineapple, the first fruit and the silent inflamer. Pineapple, a tropical delight, is juicy and often seen as revitalizing. Thanks to a substance called bromelain, it's been celebrated for years as a natural anti-inflammatory. However, here's the twist. While many believe pineapple reduces swelling, it might be a quiet culprit for older adults. You see, pineapple contains strong acids and natural sugars. Furthermore, those sugars aren't as harmless as they seem, especially if you're over 60. Let me explain. As we age, our blood vessels become more delicate and sensitive. They don't respond to sugar spikes the same way they used to. Despite its benefits, pineapple delivers a potent dose of natural sugar to the bloodstream. What does this do? It rapidly elevates blood sugar levels. Those tiny blood vessels that supply your legs, feet, and muscles can be damaged by this spike. As circulation naturally declines over time, less oxygen reaches your legs, and you know what that leads to: pain, fatigue, and swelling after a short walk. You might experience that dull, dragging ache in your legs, stiffness in your knees when standing, or your ankles might suddenly hurt even if you've been sitting all day. There's more. Pineapple is also acidic. That acid can irritate your joints, especially if you already have inflammation or arthritis. It can fuel the burning sensation you might already feel in your ankles, hips, and knees. Some people even notice their legs feel heavy after eating pineapple, as if their strength is gradually fading. You also need to be aware of something else if you're taking any medications, particularly blood thinners. The well-known enzyme bromelain in pineapple can interact with certain drugs, making them either too strong or not strong enough. But perhaps the most insidious aspect of all is this: there aren't any significant, obvious negative effects of pineapple right away. There are no glaring warning signs or immediate pain. Instead, it creeps in gradually until you eventually realize you can't move as easily as you once could. The saddest part: most seniors are unaware that the very fruit they're eating for health reasons might be contributing to the gradual weakness they're experiencing in their legs. So what can you do? It's not about demonizing pineapple, but about being aware and mindful, especially if you've been dealing with persistent leg pain or unexplained swelling. The harm can be subtle but real. Now, if a fruit with anti-inflammatory properties like pineapple can be this problematic for aging legs, what about the next one? It's soft, it's delicious, and it's often praised for boosting muscle power and potassium levels. However, it could be deceiving you. Let's discuss bananas. Bananas, the imposter of muscle. Soft, sweet, and high in potassium, bananas are often touted as a great food. They're said to provide energy, prevent cramps, and benefit muscles. However, the situation is different for older adults. Bananas are rich in natural sugar and quickly digestible carbohydrates. This means that right after you eat one, your blood sugar levels spike and your body starts to resist insulin. When this happens frequently, your circulation can weaken, inflammation can increase, and your legs can suffer as a result. You might notice a dull ache when walking or climbing stairs, a feeling of heaviness in your legs after meals, or stiffness in your calves. The story doesn't end there. Bananas can also cause you to retain more fluid, especially if you have heart issues. This can lead to stiff joints, swollen feet, and swollen ankles. The effect is often silent. You might think they're helping your muscles, so you eat them, but they could be gradually diminishing your strength. The most concerning part: it won't hit you suddenly, but over time, regularly eating bananas might make movement more difficult and increase pain. If you frequently experience heavy aching or swollen legs, the bananas on your plate might not be as friendly as they first appear. What if something even smaller can have a similar effect? Bananas are known for supporting muscles. But what about something small, seemingly innocent, that can cause your joints to burn? Let's discuss grapes. Grapes. Little fruit, significant inflammatory effect. Grapes, they seem innocent, tiny, juicy, and easy to grab as a snack. They also have a great reputation: heart healthy and packed with antioxidants. However, what most people don't realize is that for older adults, eating grapes can contribute to mild leg pain, stiffness, and inflammation. Why? Because grapes contain fructose, a type of sugar that can be problematic in high concentrations. Fructose is directly absorbed by the liver, and when your liver can't process it all efficiently, it gets converted into fat and uric acid. That's where the real trouble begins, especially in the toes, ankles, and knees. Uric acid can accumulate in the joints, causing an intermittent burning and swelling ache, that nagging pain that makes even light walking uncomfortable. Have you ever had that sharp pain in your big toe at night, or that unexpected stiffness in your calves? It might be something as simple as a handful of grapes causing your uric acid levels to rise. Furthermore, it doesn't stop there. Fructose also fuels chronic inflammation in your body. This can lead to slower movement, increased pressure, and stiffness. Grapes are also very easy to overeat. They're small enough to just pop in your mouth, and they don't feel heavy. Before you know it, you've consumed 2 or 3 cups, and that sugar quickly adds up. So while grapes might seem like a nutritious snack, they can subtly weaken, reduce flexibility, and make your legs less comfortable as you age. Now you know what can be hiding behind that sweetness. If you've been regularly enjoying grapes and have noticed increasing stiffness and swelling, it might be time to reconsider. But there are other seemingly healthy fruits that can also be problematic. Another one is luscious, vibrant, and known for its hydrating properties. Don't be fooled though. On the inside, even though it tastes like water, it can act like sugar. Let's discuss watermelon. Watermelon, the bogus hydrator. Watermelon, light, refreshing, and often seen as the epitome of hydration in summer. Could this watery fruit be subtly damaging your legs? It might sound strange since everyone agrees that watermelon is a great way to stay hydrated. It feels safe, has few calories, and is mostly water. But here's the secret: watermelon has a surprisingly high glycemic index. This means it can rapidly spike your blood sugar levels, much like candy. And those frequent sugar spikes can be particularly harmful to the legs of older adults. Let's break it down. When your blood sugar surges, your body releases insulin. However, in aging bodies, insulin regulation isn't always as efficient. This can lead to inflammation, especially in areas with already compromised circulation. Where might you notice this? Perhaps as leg fatigue setting in, soon after eating, a dull discomfort during short walks, that odd persistent swelling around your ankles, or maybe climbing stairs starts to feel like scaling a mountain. Watermelon might have a light texture, but internally it can act like a subtle trap, gently wearing down your legs. Because it's so juicy and refreshing, many people eat a lot of it. One slice turns into 2, then 3. More sugar, more stress, increased inflammation. It's deceptive. You think you're just getting water, but your blood sugar is spiking. Instead, your circulation is struggling, and your legs are paying the price. Does watermelon truly help seniors stay hydrated, or does each mouthful subtly increase the discomfort of movement? If the watermelon on your plate seems innocent, but your legs have been feeling more tired lately, it might be time to rethink. Let's move on to a fruit often associated with vitamin C healthy juices, immunity-boosting drinks and breakfast. However, for seniors, it might be launching an acidic attack on their joints. Let's discuss oranges. Oranges. The attack of acid on joints, oranges bright fragrant and seemingly everywhere. In juices, health supplements, and on breakfast platters. They're often praised for boosting immunity due to their vitamin C content. However, oranges might be hiding an unpleasant reality for older adults, especially those over 60 acid, which your joints might not appreciate. Oranges are rich in citric acid. While that might seem normal, it can quietly irritate your joints, particularly if your body's already dealing with inflammation, stiffness, or arthritis. You might experience a gradual stiffness in your knees upon waking, persistent hip pain, that uncomfortable sensation in your legs after sitting for a while, decreased mobility, and increased swelling. You might chalk it up to just getting older, but that healthy habit of drinking orange juice every morning could be contributing to the very pain you're trying to prevent. Here's what happens. The citric acid in oranges doesn't just stay in your stomach. It enters your bloodstream and can aggravate the delicate tissues in your joints. Plus, when combined with the fruit's natural sugars, it can cause fluctuations in blood sugar. And what's the result? Inflammation throughout the body. With inflammation spreading to your knees, ankles, and calves, every step can feel a little heavier and more painful. You see, while oranges might not be harmful to a younger person, the effect can build subtly in an older adult with aging joints and slower circulation. The trickiest part is that you're doing it believing you're doing something good for yourself, as oranges have long been linked with wellness, but now you know they might not be so kind to your legs. So what comes next? The following fruit has a neat appearance. Green, crisp, and often perceived as lower in sugar, making people believe it's the safe option. However, it conceals something that can lead to nighttime cramping, tight knees, and aching hips. Now let's talk about green apples. Green apples, a secret cause of leg pain. Green apples, they appear crisp, clean, and natural. Many people, especially seniors, believe they're the healthier choice because they taste less sweet. They seem like a wholesome, low-sugar snack. However, what most people don't realize is that green apples can subtly contribute to fatigue, stiffness, and leg pain. The two culprits here are malic acid and hidden natural sugar. First, let's discuss malic acid. This is what gives green apples their tart flavor. While it's often beneficial for younger individuals, it can be less kind to aging digestion. As we age, our gut lining can become more sensitive, and malic acid can irritate tissues including joints once it's absorbed into the body. Some older adults report significant hip or thigh pain after eating apples, while others experience a mild burning sensation in their feet or a tightness in their knees. It doesn't happen immediately, but over time, the acid can accumulate and the discomfort can become more frequent. Now let's talk about the sugar. Even though green apples don't taste as sweet as red apples, they still contain natural sugars. And for older adults with slower metabolisms, that sugar can still cause blood sugar fluctuations. This can manifest as tired calves, nighttime leg cramps, morning stiffness, or a feeling of weakness when climbing stairs. The most challenging aspect is that green apples are often eaten raw as a snack or even right before bed. This means the body is constantly exposed to their effects. They seem so healthy and pure, but for aging bodies, green apples might be subtly making walking harder, stiffening joints, and making evenings more restless. What about a tropical fruit rich and incredibly sweet that can have a similar impact? If a fruit this seemingly basic can cause issues, what about one adored by many? Let's discuss the true sugar bomb, the mango. Mango, a sugar explosion for your joints. Mango, juicy, soft, and almost like candy. Many people love this fruit, especially during the summer. But here's the truth, the mango might be one of the most problematic fruits for older adults dealing with joint weakness and leg pain. Why? Because it's packed with natural sugar. And I don't mean just a little, I'm talking about a significant sugar punch that can cause your blood sugar to spike rapidly. Now, if you're active and under 30, your body can often handle that rise. However, after the age of 60, your metabolism changes. That sugar rush leads to an insulin spike followed by a crash. And each time this happens, your body produces inflammation deep within your joints, especially in the soft tissues surrounding your ankles, hips, and knees. Particularly if you have any nerve issues, you might experience a burning sensation in your toes, A persistent tingling, swelling around your feet in the evening, or a creeping heaviness in your legs? Because mango tastes light, feels refreshing, and doesn't seem like a heavy meal, it's easy to eat larger portions, but doing so only exacerbates the problem. That's the trick. The feeling of lightness doesn't reflect what's happening inside your body. The sugar causes a significant reaction, and over time that sugar can contribute to joint pain, sluggish walking, and unsteady legs. Many older adults eat mangoes thinking they're a natural treat. And they are natural, but natural doesn't always equate to safe, especially for weakened circulation and aging joints. Now you've seen the full picture. Despite being often praised for their health benefits, these 7 fruits can have a less desirable side for individuals over 60. But here's the good news: some fruits have the opposite effect. They can promote strong, sturdy legs, reduce joint pain, and fight inflammation. Next, let's talk about those, the therapeutic alternatives and what older adults should be eating instead. Now that you know which fruits to be mindful of, let's shift our focus to what you can eat. Because choosing the right fruits does more than just satisfy your hunger, it can help your body heal. First, let's talk about berries. Blackberries, raspberries, blueberries, and so on. These little powerhouses are potent anti-inflammatory agents. They're gentle on your blood sugar, high in antioxidants, and relatively low in sugar. Best of all, they can improve circulation, especially in the legs, promoting easier movement, combating stiffness, and reducing swelling. Next, consider cherries, but in moderation. Cherries can help lower uric acid levels, which can reduce the likelihood of gout and joint pain flare-ups. A small handful of cherries, not a large amount, can offer significant relief from sore joints and that burning sensation in your knees or toes. Then there's the avocado. Yes, it's a fruit, and it's one of the best for healthy joints. Why? Because it's rich in healthy fats that can reduce inflammation within your body and provide cushioning for your joints. Plus, it helps regulate insulin, providing steady energy without those blood sugar spikes. If you're looking for something easy to digest, try papaya. The enzymes in this tender tropical fruit can help reduce inflammation and aid digestion. It's gentle on aging joints and easy on the stomach. And don't forget pears, especially when paired with a little fiber or protein. They offer a subtle sweetness without being overly sugary and provide energy to your body without putting undue stress on your legs. Each of these fruits works with your body, not against it. They don't cause discomfort or swelling. Instead, they help your body achieve the vigor, balance, and ease it's seeking. Remember, it's not just about eating fruit. It's about choosing the right ones for your current stage of life. When you consciously make these choices, you might start to notice firmer steps, smoother movements, and clearer mornings. Let's wrap up with some final thoughts, words of encouragement, and a message just for you. If you've watched this far, one thing is clear. You care about your future, your strength, and your health. And I want you to hear this clearly. It's not too late to make a change. You still have time to recover, and you're not alone in this. Getting older can be challenging. The aches, the stiffness, and the fear of falling can creep in gradually and sometimes make it feel like your body's letting you down. But here's the truth: you can take control by making sensible, small adjustments. One meal, one fruit, one decision at a time. The fruits we discussed today aren't inherently bad, but they might no longer be the best choices for your health, and that's okay. Because growing older isn't about giving up. It's about becoming wiser about what you put into your body. When you start eating mindfully and choosing foods that support strength, circulation, and healthy joints, you'll likely notice a difference: less discomfort, more flexibility, smoother mornings, and lighter steps. That's the aim here, not to instill fear or create limitations, but to empower you with knowledge. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Share in the comments section below what you learned today and what change you're willing to make. When we share, we all grow, so let's support each other. If you found this video helpful, or if it even slightly opened your eyes, please hit the like button. To ensure you don't miss any future insights that could transform your health, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell. Before you go, please type 1 if this video was useful and 0 if it wasn't. Your feedback is valuable. Stay strong, stay observant, and never forget that your independence is carried by your legs. What valuable lesson did we learn today? We learned that not all fruits are equally beneficial for older adults, and some seemingly healthy choices can actually contribute to leg weakness and joint pain. Being mindful of the types and quantities of fruit we consume as we age can significantly impact our mobility and overall well-being. What are your thoughts? Share your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more health insights. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this video?